Hey there, guys. This is Brian Burley. As you may know, Super Tuesday is now behind us, and now we have a clearer picture in regards to the 2024 political playing field. Today, I'm going to discuss my 5 takeaways from Super Tuesday and the political events so far this year. But first, our last video received a ton of support. I am thankful that my election preview video has over 1,000 views. I'm optimistic about continuing to grow the channel, but I need your continued support. Please remember to hit that like button and the subscribe button on this video. It all helps my channel grow. With that said, let's get started with my 5 Super Tuesday takeaways. At number 5 is the low voter turnout. If you look across the country, you will see lower than normal turnout. Voters are not as enthusiastic compared to 4 years ago. We're also seeing the post-pandemic stabilization of voting as well. Gone are the days where we have mass vote-by-mail ballots. States like California will deploy this absurd mass mail approach, but Super Tuesday shows that this year will not be decided in the mailbox. Heck, in this March primary, only 8% of Californians turned in their vote-by-mail ballots a week out from the election. I believe this low vote-by-mail turnout is a sign of things to come later this year. And at number 4, we have the Biden protest vote. In select statewide Democrat primaries, voters were given the option to vote for uncommitted rather than casting a vote for Joe Biden. The uncommitted option received a sizable amount of support. In Minnesota, uncommitted support clocked in at 18.8%. In Michigan, uncommitted support was at 13.2%. Massachusetts had 13.2% of voters selecting uncommitted. Iowa had 3.9%. Colorado was at 8.9%. And Alabama's uncommitted number stood at about 6%. However, it is easy to see that a lot of the uncommitted uproar is due to the fact that left-wing activists are calling for a ceasefire between Hamas and the IDF. But I personally believe this is once again a sign that Biden is unpopular even with his own party. Biden earned anywhere from 66 to 82% of his party's support in Super Tuesday contests, depending on the state. This is in stark contrast to President Trump 4 years ago, who dominated his primaries as an incumbent sitting president. 4 years ago in 2020, Biden had to cater to the activist wing in his party, and his current unwillingness to conform to the crazies shows that even Biden, in his old senile form, knows that his more radical base doesn't understand the threat of radical Islam. Super Tuesday shows that career politicians still play a major role in our politics. We had the failed Nikki presidential run, in which she finally dropped out. Nikki stayed in the race much longer than anyone would expect, and this was largely due to the big money donors that were keeping her operations alive. There was also no shortage of political shenanigans down the ballot, and this was most apparent in the California Senate race. In the U.S. Senate race in California, Adam Schiff ran misleading ads propping up Steve Garvey and manipulating the voter turnout. While this is ultimately a positive for America First Republicans, it's good to have a Republican in the top 2 in California. It's also a concern. This type of political manipulation by Adam Schiff is just plain disgusting. And then we have the media. The mainstream media was in their normal form. MSNBC kept cutting away from Trump's speeches, which was a terrible look for the platform. Meanwhile, you had other stations pushing the same talking points that they have for the last 2 elections. Overall, Super Tuesday showed the strength of the old political guard and dirty political money, which is disappointing for us freedom-loving Americans who want honesty and truth at the forefront. With number 2, we must note the rise of third parties in the 2024 election. Notably, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is making great strides to make it on all 50 states' ballots. Just recently, RFK Jr. launched the We the People Party in an attempt to get on the ballot in all 50 states. I personally believe we will see an increase in pressure, notably from the mainstream media, in their attacks against alternative options to Trump and Biden. I believe RFK Jr. and Jill Stein will constantly get verbal lashings from MSNBC figureheads that push fear politics. And rounding out our list is the confirmation of the rematch between Biden and Trump. Talk about dominance. Trump wiped the floor in his primaries, and that was despite all the money Nikki Haley spent. Biden also won by a sizable margin, even though it was not as impressive as he faced no real challenger. We have seen the mainstream media try to redeploy their 2020 strategy of attacking Trump, advertising Biden. Saw this most recently as Seth Meyers had Biden on his late night show. It was awkward at times, as you could tell they were trying to do everything in their power to make Biden seem aware of his surroundings, to make him seem condescending. Trump, on the other hand, attempted to court Nikki Haley voters despite not getting a Nikki Haley endorsement. Polling shows Trump and the America First movement in a favorable position heading into the November elections. Let's not forget that Trump had a huge Supreme Court victory that set the stage for his victories on Super Tuesday. As of right now, if you are a betting man, it's safe to say Trump is in a favorable position after the Super Tuesday contest. But we still have over 8 months until the general election is here. Alright everyone, thank you for watching my Super Tuesday Takeaways video. Until next time, have a great one, and stay happy and stay safe.